Goes, and sometimes it usually does. Alright, today I got something different for you. We're going to do another repair video. I got 2002 Envoy. No spare tire, and the spare tire hoist is broke. Not a good thing. I don't want my tire laying in my back of my SUV. So today we're going to repair that. So, we've got the spare tire hoist, the new one. We got some lubricant. We got a 15mm socket, which is my vehicle. And we have some replacement clips and bolts that I think we're going to need. I just want to put new ones in. I'll show you that later. This will vary from application to application. Today I'm going to show you how to repair this one. They're generally roughly the same. So you just take this application and apply it to yours the best you can. Alright, let's get started. First thing you're going to want to do is locate your vehicle. We have done that. That's a very important step. Locate your vehicle. Set your coffee down in a place where it will not spill on you. That will spill on me. Let's set it down here. Alright, let's get started under here. You're going to want some eye protection. You're going to have things falling in your face. Rust, dirt, and debris. Alright. So let's get under here. There's the broken hoist. This is supposed to have a cable. And this thing here to hold your tire, and that is missing. That's the problem. Alright, so we have a bolt on the other side here, and I do believe we have two, one here and one here. So this is a fairly simple job. Probably see the other one from there. So first thing we're going to do is spray these with WD-40 and see if we can get them off. Well, folks, it's live TV. We've apparently dropped it. Alright, upside down. Alright, here we go. Bear with me. This one, much to my surprise, is actually coming loose. So once we get this out, we'll see if we can get the other ones loose. Okay, so we got the first one out. I'm really honestly surprised. Figured these would be rusted in. Now we got to do this one and the one on the actual hoist section. So we're going to get those removed. I'll show you the clips. May or may not be the same on your vehicle, but they got to bolt into something. They might bolt into the frame or whatever. But okay, so we've got the second bolt out, surprisingly. I honestly thought I was going to have to get a grinder to get these bolts out. But we have ran into a problem up here. You can't really see it unless maybe I can show you from back here. What has happened is these clips, they clip onto your frame like so. When I started turning it, this back part of the clip has hit the frame and it's rusted, and this part here has gave way. So the back part that the bolt goes into is just spinning. So I'm going to have to get a pair of vice grips or something to lock onto the back side, and hopefully that'll come out. And after that, we're should be about home free. Okay, so I was able to get a pair of vice grips on the back side of that clip, and has allowed it to start turning again. Alright, I'm going to have to use two hands, folks. I'll be right back. We're going to get this thing off of here. Alright, we were able to get it. See, there's what happened. The clip, this piece here broke in two from the other part. So, aside from the trouble that gave me, this was actually much easier I expected a lot of grinding and a lot of swearing. Alright, so now we just have to pry this loose. I believe this. Alright, I got to get this part down, and then this part has a little clip, as you can see right here, that goes in on the other side from the bolt. So I'm going to pause this so I can use both hands and yank this thing down. And there we go. See that little clip? Held it into the frame. So we got that off. And that's one for the junkyard. So what we're going to do now is we're going to remove these old clips that are on here. That's what my screwdriver's for. I'm going to get these off. Now there's another video on here, and a lot of people in the comments were asking about these clips because they do not come with your new spare tire hoist. I got that one off eBay, 48 bucks. So these clips, they're automotive clips. Now I just got mine at a hardware store, Big R's. Menards, Ace Hardware, your local auto parts store, they should all have, if they got a big selection of hardware, they should have these type of clips. So that shouldn't be a problem. So that's where you look. If you can't find them, just go up and ask somebody where their little automotive clips are. Alright, so basically you just pry them off, like so. I can't do anything one-handed today, but alright, so this top one came off because it had broken half. There's the other part of it right there. So I'm going to pause it again so I can get these pried out of here, and I'll show you when I come back. Okay, my clips were in pretty bad shape. I had some of them breaking as I was prying them out, so they were rusted pretty bad. Okay, so the new clips, they're just going to go on like this. Mine are a little smaller than the originals. The bolts aren't quite as heavy, but I think they'll work just fine. See how they snap right over the hole there? And then we're going to put this one up here, like so. Until it snaps in there. There, just like so. Now, I have another one that I have to put up here. Make sure you get it on right. Your bolt, the back side of these clips is where it threads in, the big part. The top hat looking thing. It should be on the back side. There we go. One and done. Alright, so the clips are in, folks. My bolts are going to be a little smaller than the originals as well. I think they'll be plenty strong to hold a spare tire. So, alright, so I'm going to get this up in here. I'm going to have to use both hands, and I'll get the bolt started, and we'll come back and give you a shot. Okay, so I got this bolt started, and that bolt, and that bolt. These bolts were a little smaller than the original, but the originals did have a washer on them. I did get washers, and I put a lock washer on there as well. That way they won't come loose. Now if you're doing this, this normally would start out by lowering your spare tire to replace one of these, but that's why we skipped it, because I didn't have a spare tire. Alright, so all that's left now is I make sure you get that clip. I have a clip on there that I had to hook in first before I put the bolt in to make sure that's good and secured there. Alright, so we're going to get these tightened up. We'll have to go up top to make sure our hoist, this is where you put the rod that comes with your jack kit through to crank this down. So we'll get this tightened up and we'll go up there and double check to make sure we can get that rod in. And we should be about ready to go. Okay, so I've got all these bolts tightened up. My spare tire hoist is hanging there. Oh, that's about where it'd be, I guess, if your tire was up in it. So everything is tight. So we're going to go up top and double check real quick here and make sure our jack will fit our crank. On a side note, make sure you get all your clips and bolts gathered up from underneath your vehicle, because these will find a way in your tire. Ask me how I know. All these little metal things, you don't want to be running those over, especially when you got new tires. Alright, so we got to move our coffee cup here so we don't spill it. We're going to check and see. Here's our hole. And I see it down in there. Probably can't see it on the video, but right down in there, we're going to check it here. Okay, so under here is your tools in this vehicle. They're under the seat. This is the tool you want right here on this vehicle. So this is an 02 Envoy, and that's going to be the part right there that you have to fish down in here. Let's get this out of the way so I'm not tripping on it. You got to fish this down in here, and I believe that went on there. And then this is your crank. There, now you just crank that up and down, and we should see our hoist go up and down. Alright, so let's see what happens. I'm going to crawl under here. Okay, so let's crank this and see what happens. Kind of hard to reach. And there she goes. So that is going up. Alright, so we got it working. Let's crank it down. I'll get the spare tire, get it rolled up under here, and this will be a job done. Okay, so we got it cranked all the way down. As you can see, got a lot of rust under here, folks. I'm going to have to do a video this summer. I want to get some of that painted up, cleaned up. Alright, so we got that all the way down. We're going to get our spare tire. I'm going to go ahead and spray all these bolts with WD-40 just to help keep them from rusting right away. And we shall return and show you how to finish this up. Okay, so I got the spare tire. And you're probably thinking, wow, that's a nice spare tire. What it was this vehicle obviously didn't have a spare with it. So since I got it in September, for 5 months, I've been driving around without a spare. And that's not a fun thing to do, because if you get a flat, you're screwed. It didn't even have the jack tools. I had to get them from a junkyard. But I found this one on eBay for $20. $25 shipping. So for 45 bucks, I got that rim. And the tire was separate. But if any of you have priced an aluminum original rim for your vehicle, you'll know that $20 and $25 shipping is considered theft. You stole it. So if this ever does have a flat and I put the spare on, it will look just like the rest of the tires. And I can drive on it until I get me a tire. So with that center cap removed, we're going to get this down under here and get it cranked up. Okay, so what you want to do, for those of you that have never had the pleasure of changing one of these, is you want to get this down and feed it through there. I'm going to have to crank it down just a little bit more. Okay, so you want to get that little swing or cradle or whatever you call it, just like so. Pull it down through your tire like that, and now we should be able to crank this up like so. It's hard to reach from down here, people. Alright. There we go. I came off the peg, and there she goes. Alright. She is free swinging now. I'm going to pause this and get her cranked up a little more. And there we go. Nice and tight. She's cranked up. Now, folks, we've got a spare tire. Awesome. Now all that's left is to put your tools back in the proper place. And we're good to go. Alright folks, thanks for watching. Hope I taught you something today. If you have a broken spare tire hoist, much like that pickup right there, which I need to get fixed one of these years, but it's got more room in the bed. Alright, thanks for watching guys. Stay tuned. Keep it spicy. Later.